Merry meet and welcome to the stream, everybody. This is Ariel Gatoga, and we are streaming live on Facebook and on YouTube. And on both of those platforms today is the lovely Chris, and also Rachel, I think, is starting today as well. So give her a nice welcome over on YouTube. All right, so this is a general reading for all signs today, and I'm reading with this lovely Magic of the Tarot deck. Now, this was developed just to be a teaching deck, but I bought it just because I like the cards, so I hope you like them as well. We're going to purify with this verbena or Van by Panier d'Essence. Panier d'Essence, and we have this on our shop as well. I use 3 sprays in a room, and that's more than sufficient. You can do fine with just 1. And we also see a golden light permeating this space, keeping this energy nice and clear so I can give the most accurate readings possible. And as I said, this is a general reading for all signs, and it's for today, the 7th of August, 2021. And it's going out to everybody, whether you're watching it live right now with me or whether you're watching it on a restream. And since that ends up going out to a lot of people, if this doesn't seem to apply to you, it doesn't make sense, don't force things. It may not really be meant for you, in which case you can disregard it and maybe check out one of the zodiacal readings for your individual sun sign, rising sign, and or moon sign as well. All right, if you like what you see here and you'd like to support us, you can give a donation by going to paypal.me/ArielGatoga. paypal.me/ArielGatoga. If you're watching live here on YouTube only, you could use a super sticker or a super chat. And if you're watching on YouTube and it happens to be on a replay, you could use a super thanks if you want to stay on that platform to give a donation. We also have a shop over at arielscornershop.com. arielscornershop.com. We have all kinds of beautiful magical tools, including tarot decks for purchase. And you can also buy some exclusive Ariel's Corner merchandise. It's another fun way to support this channel. All right, and I do not read with reverse meaning, so when you see me putting those cards right side up again, know that all is well. Oops. That'll never do. Let's try that again. 2 very clean cuts for all signs today, the 7th of August, 2021. And let's just see what's in the cards for everybody today. All right, so this is actually quite good. You got an upgrade in your career. We saw that upgrade coming yesterday, so it's here. So that upgrade in your career is happening. Whether you see it or not, you need to really look into whatever your, and it doesn't have to be career. It can be also some other kind of, like even a hobby, something that's important to you though, something creative or something that's your work in the world, something that's very important to you. There's a big upgrade that's been happening and it's going to continue to happen. And so you really want to look at that and recognize that, because that's where your attention is needing to be. You are really good at something. You are extremely talented at something, and that's where all of your focus really needs to be right now. There's some excellent choices that you will be making probably this afternoon or this evening. You're being guided and led by an inner guidance, by an inner wisdom. It's Marion Weinstein used to call it your inner bell. And it's just that you have the ability to discern. And so that inner guide is a very wise presence within your mind. And so whatever choices, whatever decisions you're making, if you're always doing what it says you're going to be doing, and that is checking in on that guidance to make before you make the choice, don't react, you're going to do really, really well. Okay, let's see what's underneath everything tonight. It's a very, very positive reading so far for everybody. There has been some emotional discord for some of you. It appears to be leaving and in the past. Okay, this is wonderful. Okay, we'll get all of this talked about really quickly here. I think I'm going to move these down so you can see them better, because I'm on a different table than normal, so I don't have as much room as I normally do. Okay, so this is great. So what we have here, this emotional discord that you're coming out of, be careful, because it wants to send you into a tailspin of almost, not even a tailspin, that's not the right word, a closed thought system where you sort of, what that cycling is, where you can't get out of the thinking about the horrible thing. You can't stop thinking about the horrible thing. You need to stop thinking about the horrible thing, because it's time to start thinking about your career or whatever this work is in the world. Allow yourself to just take a break from that. There's an upgrade that's waiting to happen, but you need to actually discontinue your participation in whatever those thought cycles are. There's a lot under the surface that you don't understand. So just assume if there's a problem in your life that you don't understand it, that there's more than meets the eye, that you're not going to have the ability to understand it. Therefore, it doesn't warrant your worry. It doesn't warrant so much of your energy. Okay, so don't. So if you start ruminating over something again and again and again, it's time to pull yourself out of that and get right on that career or that creative project that's so important to you. Things are behind the surface, under the surface. Things are happening in ways that you don't understand. This is a period of gestation. So some of the things that are your rewards that are coming haven't even popped up out of the ground yet. So you're not seeing them. So it's impossible for you to make decisions about certain things right now. So if you're assuming things aren't working out in a certain way, you can stop assuming that, because you don't know. You don't understand it. There's a lot that's coming that's really, really beautiful. And like I said, it's an upgrade. It's an upgrade. So if you can just stop ruminating, it's like planting a bunch of seeds, and then when you don't have it takes a while for them to germinate, then you start thinking about how you're going to starve and how nothing is ever going to work, and that the ground is always going to be barren, and that no matter what you do, nothing ever works out for you. And it's just that you haven't given them a chance to sprout up yet. You got to give them their season, So chill out. Everything's really working out well for you. The only thing you've got to stop today is your mind racing. Boy, you've got some help coming tonight, some beautiful help coming tonight. You've got some help from, this is really help from the inner planes. When you see this Knight of Cups, now it can come in the form of a person, but if you have time to just relax and close your eyes and sit with that inner guidance, you're going to get direct inspiration. You're going to get direct revelation as to what your next step is, and what you're supposed to be doing, and the choices that you're supposed to be making. A lot of these choices are that you have to make are based on, see, look at these, how they they don't do it in this deck so much, do they? No, they don't have the mystical third here. But the Devil and the Lovers are two sides of the same card. So this is you listening to inner wisdom to make a choice, and this is you listening to your own ruminating thoughts, trying to make a choice based on your own limited perceptions. And that's really what you've got going on tonight is, do I want to be happy or do I want to be right about a situation? You can't be right about a lot of these situations, because you don't understand them. You don't even have all the data yet. So you can't be right. So if you're right based on your limited perception of a particular situation, that's not what you want. That's like what we said before about the barren land. It's just that the seeds haven't sprouted yet. It's not that it's barren, but you've made this decision up in your mind that it's barren. It's barren. Can you imagine if you decided, oh, this is barren, it's never going to happen, and then you moved to some other land and to start all over again, and then a couple months later your crop came up and nobody was there to harvest it, right? So that's kind of where we are. Don't make choices on your own today, because you don't have the data. So this Eight of Pentacles is such an important card. This is tonight. Think about money. Think about money, and not only money cash-wise. I shouldn't say money. I should say assets. Think about the things in your life that are really valuable, that you find valuable. It can be money. It can be property. It can be relationships. It can be health. But it should be physical. It should be things in your life that you find are assets that are valuable, okay? And notice how the tendency when you're a little bit unsure of things is to hang on to every last little thing and to not let anything go because you're afraid. This is encouraging you to outflow some money, outflow something, some asset, to give something away, to spend something consciously and command its tenfold return if you're giving it. If you're giving it like a tithe or a donation or something, or you're sharing something with somebody, you give it freely from your heart, and then you claim your tenfold return. It's fine to claim your tenfold return. And what that does for you, and you don't have to go crazy with this, just, a little is fine. What that does for you is it puts you in the posture to receive. And when you're in the posture to receive, then you're receiving not only these beautiful, assets, but you're also receptive to the wisdom, to the instruction, right? So if you feel like you're not receiving any instruction, you're not receiving any good, you're not receiving anything, it's because you need to outflow. You need to give something. You need to give something away and then claim your return. You've got two separate upgrades going on simultaneously in your interpersonal relationships, especially old conflicts. And a lot of these look like they might be internal conflicts with the self. And you also have an upgrade, like I said, in your chosen work, career, creative work, all of that kind of thing. So it is a time of beautification because both of these things are Venus oriented, and Venus wants to bring beauty into every aspect of your life today. So allow yourself to be inspired by beauty. And when you're going through these ruminating things, when you're like going over and over and over and over what you don't have and what your problems are and how nothing ever works for you and how depressed you are and how upset you are, remember that that's just such a small little tiny part of your mind that's trying to be really loud, and the rest of you doesn't feel that way. So the way that you can move off of that is to find ways in your life to beautify things. Find ways to beautify your environment, find ways to beautify your relationships, find ways to beautify your career, your work, even how you dress, how you wear your hair. Again, it's just bringing invoking that presence of Venus in your life to beautify everything, and that signals that Venus is in your life so that upgrade can begin, because it's through that Venus energy that these upgrades are happening. And then this 8, where you're feeling stuck in your own mind sometimes, and you can't let go of the problem, you can't let go of the problem, you can't let go of the problem. You're being advised here that the way out of that is through giving. And give with love, give with joy, and give with gratitude. And that's going to wash away the remnants of these old crusty emotions that you just aren't shaking. These aren't things that are happening to you. These are things that you're hanging on to. And so they don't really have a place in your life anymore. So it's time to let go of them and recognize that a lot of what you're afraid of is just that you don't see the evidence of the abundance, the prosperity, the joy, the blessings that are actually in your life. Like I said, but a lot of them are still under the surface. They are gestating, and they're going to blossom forth. And it's going to be quite a beautiful harvest, because these upgrades are not lying to you right now. They're really, really clear. All right, so accept the help tonight. Accept that you have all the power to decide, and allow your decisions to be based on wisdom rather than based on false assumptions. The keynote to your reading is nurturing your assets, and it's being very clear to you that you get more and more good news about assets, more assets to nurture as you start giving them away consciously and claiming your return. You're doing great. It looks like a really wonderful day. We can get rid of the remnants of these old depressive thoughts and really move into these upgrades and into this prosperity, and just enjoy the journey, because a lot of this gestation is going to come very soon, and it's going to be more beautiful than you expected. Thank you so much for spending some time with me, and thank you so much to Chris and Rachel for all your amazing help, and we will see you tomorrow for another general reading. Much love and many, many blessings.